followed you. It seemed to me that danger...
I believe that following someone without their knowledge is actually called stalking, is it not?
Mr. Callus's last wish was for me to ensure your safety, and I will not betray his trust. He would do the same, were he alive today.
Do not speak of my father!
Sorry, demoiselle. I was not strong enough.
Thank you for your aid, Miss Clorand, but do keep an eye out for your manner of speech. I believe we all wish to avoid unnecessary emotional harm.
Sorry, I did not consider your feelings.
Whatever. What else do you know? How did you come to the conclusion that I'd be in grave danger?
I doubt I know much more than you, but I believe that the mastermind behind the serial disappearances is very powerful. Your performance tonight will almost certainly attract their attention.
Huh. I'm sure they've known and what?
None of these mecha have serial numbers. I can only conclude that some powerful or wealthy party must have obtained them via illegal means, deploying them as a private force of sorts.
What? Your point being that they're out of Spina di Rosula's league, then?
Yes. Be careful, and do not act rashly.
I will continue investigating, no matter...
I do not think that they'll strike again anytime soon.
Right. I suppose that's the best news.
Demoiselle, I believe that Miss Clorand was being sincere.
I know, she's...
Oh, thank goodness! Paimon thought we were... Those Gardamex came out and... Oh, and there was that champion duelist named Clorand.
Oh, come now. Forget all that. As such, we're still part...
It will take 50 years for me to match Demoiselle's magnet...
If it were me...
Actually, Navia, how did you know that we were in danger? You sure did show up in the nick of time.
Well, to be honest, you're the one who tipped us off, Paimon.
Huh? Really? Paimon contributed somehow?
Yes. All thanks to you After we parted ways, that the Fanta tasted kinda salty. Fanta? Only...
So the Fanta had been...
Yes. So...
Spina di Rosula.
Huh. Really?
I sent people to Hotel de Bo... That's when I figured out that you might...
What?
Well, speaking of which...
Well, it can't be Oh, and this time Paimon... Does that mean the Prime...
That doesn't sound like too much of a bad...
New intel? While you...
well, let's hear it. Oh. Vache. That since he saw that young woman but he never gave testimony or any... Yes, thank you. Oh, you mean...
Well, you did say that our farewell... And besides, we're in this now whether we like it or...
Demoiselle, do try not to look quite so pleased.
You talk too much. Well, in that case, let's head back to one of our... We also have some plans to go over.
Don't worry, you two. With us around, our base is definitely...
It's right up ahead.
I've been keeping watch, Demoiselle. I haven't spotted anyone...
Huh. Very good.
I shall find rooms.
Thank you, Malus. Now, let...
is your base? It's not quite what Paimon imagined.
Your accommodations have been arranged.
Well, our funds have been a little tight lately. After all, we don't allow illegal or unethical profiteering. In fact, our funds often come from citizenry who support us.
Seems like it's tough times for everyone. But if you have the support of the people, that does sound like it's worth it.
To be honest, our financial situation...
Your father...
Demoiselle, if you'll allow me...
No. My father's name is Callus. 3 years ago.
Oh no.
But I do not believe... At the time, I believe... But strangely, he not that even after being seriously injured... 3 years... How could he protect his honor? If the closest piece of info I have is that my father...
Ah, so that's why you're so...
That's right. However, I believe I must know what really happened. If only he'd been more open with me when he was still alive. He even hid the fact, and now, here I am.
Demoiselle, please.
I also will never believe that Master Callus murdered anyone. Master Callus did so much good in life, yet even our supporters decreased greatly due to that incident.
Wait! If Callus was such a good man...
No. Perhaps people just revel in... People love watching the evil turn...
But how could... never mind.
There is one other...
Oh! Her? Yeah. That's not the sort of...
Miss Clorand has always... She knew Master Callus before. There was only...
It's not that...
Don't worry, Navia.
Afterward, Miss Clorand... Yes, that is our...
Oh, Papa. All right. Anyway, that's the... thanks.
Yeah. Paimon's feet.
Please, relax and get some sleep.
Paimon, huh? Navia?
I sent them back to Poisson. It's Spina de Rosula's place of origin.
Paimon gets the feeling that you're just trying... But never mind that. When did you get back?
No, I just returned after going out for a while. I did some...
Wait, so you didn't...
How could I after having some...
Guess Paimon was...
Unfortunately, this name seems to have been wiped from existence. It doesn't seem to have... I suspect that they'll...
Does that mean we're too late, though?
No. There is one ray of hope. One place in Fontaine that they would find almost impossible to threaten, no matter how much they wanted to. And that is the archives kept by Chief Justice Neuvillette. A place where detailed files on all the cases in recent years are kept. If the Oceanette you met is one of the young women who went missing recently, we should be able...
So Neuvillette maintains an archive of case files? In that case, let's go talk to...
No, it's... The palais is right up ahead. Come on.
One with nature.
Halt! Please state your business here. The Chief Justice is presently occupied with official matters.
This
Hey, don't you recognize us?
Huh? Who are you? Just to be clear, I don't care who you are or who you might be related to.
See? They've got...
Yep. Paimon can tell.
If you're here just to crack jokes, I can point you towards the exit. Unlike some, we're busy, so please leave if you don't have a reason to...
No. What I meant...
Oh, yes,
We're here today to... Of course. Don't worry.
All right then, I'll let you through. The Chief Justice is just inside.
Thanks so...
Please come in.
Time to go.
Sorry to barge in, Monsieur Nervalet. We only lied to get in because we don't...
It's all right.
We're looking for a man...
Ah, I see.
Who knew that Nervalet would be so easy to talk to?
Unfortunately, I'm quite certain that no one by the name of Vash... There are no records of him either in the
Traveler? What?
Is that so?
Ahem. Miss Navia, I can understand how your father Callus...
And what are you trying to say? Are you trying to console me? No. You are not trying to do any of that. I can hear it in your voice. It's just like last time. After my father took his place, you even told me then that in your eyes, the value of a human... If you truly regret... Why didn't you give me the power to stop him? Everything was hanging... There are still so many things I never got to tell him. So many questions he still owes me, and if you really have no heart, then just look me in the eyes. I, Navia...
I'm sorry, Miss Navia.
You and my father are truly alike. You keep up. It's not so much that you... Oh, well. My apologies for taking my emotions out on you, Monsieur Chief Justice. Let's go, Traveler and Paimon.
Navia, are you okay?
I'm fine.
You're right.
Now that I think of it, on the...
What is it? Did you think of something?
Yeah, he was outside. It was uncovered and the rain could fall there. Why? Do you think the rain could have affected... That thought has occurred to us before. We've even expanded the search area to try to account for that. But didn't find anything of value. Oh? Wait.
So you're saying that... Yeah!
I really think... All right.
Yeah! We're gonna make progress!
Do you want to go with me now? Or do you want to head up... Great. Let's go then.
Wind Strider. Yeah.
Whoa! What a huge ship!
There's no need to... My father was the one who... A gigantic and glamorous ship embodies discovery, opportunity, ambition, and conquest. It symbolizes Spina di Rosula's bright and...
And Paimon thought you were bluffing when you said... Paimon was confused why a group was such a... But now that Paimon has seen this ship for her...
Well, Poisson is where Spina di Rosula we're back!
Apologies for the wait, Demoiselle. You said before that you still had some business at the court. What brings you back to Poisson so quickly?
About that. It's because my partner here reminded me of something really important. You see, what if my father's case had something to do with water from the primordial sea? You still remember, right, Malus? On that night, it was raining?
Yes, the case was quite similar to that of Mr. Linney's. Both were what you'd call impossible murders.
Could you tell us a bit more about what happened before?
Yeah, of course. Many years ago, at a glance...
Wait!
Yes, he did. If you drink synth for... And if you were to stop... As he oversaw...
Boss's uncompromising act. Not only that...
Yes. But recognizing that... The man's name was Jacques. That night, my father... But then...
Huh? How did that...
Sounds just like Lenny's. Looking back on it, though... Precisely. But, considering it now, you're right.
Jacques was an empath. I think this... On that note, however... Our opponent, even though Spina there is no need...
If that's indeed what he wished for, was I not the closest person to him? And yet, what was the point of him dying without sharing any of the secrets he knew? Did he manage to protect... And Synth is still here. Callus the Unfaithful, did he think I've never accepted that. I want to find out the real...
Davia.
This is indeed the best...
So you do know something else, Malus?
Yes, I do. But what drove all the tension...
What?
Boss also didn't... And the serial disappearances case cost him 5 years with knowing all of this. But as long as you remain... If something were to happen to...
Right. So nobody would be...
As we've seen, Boss's...
No. I don't believe it. He never appeared...
No father wants their daughter to see them weak and haggard. Especially someone as proud as Boss. To him, dying in a duel and suffering lasting dishonor as the unfaithful...
So he chose to...
I'm afraid you're not understanding this correctly, Demoiselle. What Boss wanted to hand to you, if Boss's spirit could... I'm sure he'd be extreme...
No. He might have... Is that the amount of confidence he had in me? And what if I was never able to make it to where... Yeah. I suppose that's true. With the way he'd set things up, if I had wanted, I could have just lived out my life without a care in the world. But thankfully, he rarely talked to me about complex matters, and thus understood little of me as a person. Malus, what was the key evidence?
It's the location where Synth is... When he was threatening. But if you want to use...
Why? If we know where the place...
You mustn't forget that we're fighting against a mysterious... There's no telling what might be lying in... But a single visit to their headquarters would be... The worst case would be...
Then, in that...
Well, you saw one of them
But things are different.
You sound like you've put a lot of thought in...
I am the butler. I've always been willing to take on any kind of risk for your sake. But considering...
Thank you for all of that, Malus.
Let me think. When I announced orders to the organization's members on Demoiselle's behalf, if the vendors didn't change their plans, then the individuals informed of our orders must be in after several rounds of tests. The first is Florent.
Huh? Florent?
Yes, surprising, isn't it? He was one of the people Boss trusted the most, which also, thanks to his position, there's someone else like him too. Marcel.
Uncle Marcel.
It's a guild in Poisson. In the beginning, they...
So, they're like...
Yes, you can say that. It's a bit...
The final suspect is Thierry, the man responsible for coordinating information between Spina de Rousseau. Although the guards mostly leave, since Thierry is always in the know about our current activity.
I see. To think that the enemy we...
If you want to investigate the...
Of course.
You're too kind. And before I forget, proving Boss after that incident, Jacques, if it might help, you could also pay...
Aw, thank you so much, Malus.
A new case awaits, my dear partner. I hope we can work together.
wind knows me. Yeah.
It is settled then.
Thank you for arranging everything.
Excuse me, miss.
Oh,
Hey, Navia's all quiet. This isn't like her at all.
I'm sorry.
If it's about that.
But aren't all of those things nothing compared to the loss of Jacques?
You don't understand it.
I didn't know how to face you. I know. Only the...
I'm sorry. On the matter regarding my husband,
Would you mind sharing it with me?
I always knew that my husband's money was earned through others' suffering. He told me he had many regrets, and felt that he took the idea of... So when Mr. Callis came to him with a proposal, he accepted it. He tried to be as careful as he could.
They found out about it.
Papa didn't say that exactly. But
Before he left that day, he told me that he had no choice. It was only later. I don't know that for sure. But you... Which is why I'm the one who should feel guilty. Callis had even if he fired the shot that killed my husband.
But Mama, why? Papa always wanted to be a good man. So why did he have to do a bad thing and...
Well, things aren't always...
Yeah.
Then you should hold on to that, regardless of whether...
Oh.
Thank you. Forever.
Thank you. Even though your personality is quite different from your father's, your determination when you speak is really similar.
You really think that's the first time?
Are you okay, Navia?
I'm fine. Don't worry. Let's investigate the 3 suspects next. Florent should be nearby, and we...
Greetings, boss. How may I be of assistance today?
I'm sure you've heard about what happened at the Opera House. Someone got turned into water right in front of us.
Yeah, I've heard. With something that dramatic, I'm sure journalists will milk it for all it's worth. And it'll be all the talk for the next several weeks.
It also reminded me, on the day that the incident happened with my father, after my partner here put... Can you do me a favor and try to recall what happened that night?
After that, my first reaction was that... But when I got there...
So you also remember...
Indeed. Reason being... But according to the guards, about the clothes left at the scene that you mentioned. Do you think there was...
At least from our perspective, the gun he was holding? Probably...
Yeah, that makes a lot of... But hold on. He didn't even want to face the Did he lose all faith?
I'll tell you everything.
I understand. And if I may just say, many people have left, but it was Mr. Cal, no matter what...
Don't worry. You and all are...
Take it easy.
Intel is just like teachers. Gotta guess a lot.
Hey, Thierry! It's me!
Oh, now.
Oh, so...
Oh, okay.
Are you sure there isn't a...
I mean, where I... Callis did a fantastic... It would be next to impossible for me to find... Anyway.
Yes. What happened at the Opera House?
Ah, I get it. You think there might be more to the case now that we know. If you want to go through the original files from your father's case, I can help you look for them.
That'd be much appreciated.
Of course. Why do you ask?
Well, you see, so... if you
If I had to make an analogy, when you order a dish, the chef will make it for you. You can ask the chef to cook, but not to massage your shoulders or carry your... If you try to make removing a serial number is also not... So I can promise you, those mecha were definitely private units. They're certainly not cheap. So, whoever their owner is must...
Oh, then you're officially in the clear, Thierry.
Jokes aside, I'll be staying in the city for a little while, so just...
Welcome to Palais Mermoni.
Hello. How may I help you?
I'm here to see Marcel.
Sure.
Navia, hello. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm not as young.
Oh, it's all right, Uncle Marcel. I just wanted to talk.
Yes,
Oh, you were at...
That's right. I also witnessed your to beat the Hydro Archon.
Oh, Paimon.
Apologies. It's just how Fontaine is.
Uncle Marcel,
Yes, I was
Exactly.
Oh, and
We were attacked on Araneus by some unnumbered Gardamex. And there was also if not for the vigilance of my part...
Oh, you're giving...
Alas. But rest assured, Navia, if anyone dares to lay their head...
Thank you, Uncle Marcel. But I don't intend... Do you have any new thoughts on my father's case?
About that. The confrérie was Then I heard the sound of a gun.
Oh, it's okay.
Sounds good. All my wealth comes from
We've talked to all three suspects. Purely based...
None of them sounded particularly suspicious.
I suppose that's to be expected, though. If a single conversation's all that's needed to find them out, then my father wouldn't have needed to investigate the case for so many... Anyway, even the...
But where should we start? Ah, you're right! Flora mentioned...
According to Jacques' family members, he already told them that he had been discovered. If I had to...
So, Jacques fired the first shot?
Oh? And why is that?
Ooh, that's a good point. Jacques probably already...
So, what would make more sense from his perspective would be to turn his back on the... makes sense. But besides Jacques, it's obvious that
Do you think he...
Given everything that's... But who among the three suspects would have the ability to control privately owned Gardamex? Thierry, you say? But...
Yeah. If the mecha were taken from the guards, it should be pretty easy to find out...
Florent? But...
So you're saying he's too...
Exactly. He can't. And even if he could, I don't think he would... Uncle Marcel? And with funds from the Still really hard for me to imagine, though. Also, wouldn't... Who could it be? You know, if you think everything through, Uncle Marcel...
Could we be missing other suspects?
Malus, the suspect is knowledgeable about the Spina's internal affairs. Even if I don't want to believe it, I'm starting to see how things could all...
Well, We still have another trump card on top of all the theorizing and spec.
Yes. Malus did say that we need far more—
Navia, here you are. Oh, I've been looking for you.
Huh? Aren't you the guy from the guards? Did something happen?
Yeah.
Wasn't that place built—
I know. But they said the person they're putting on trial is a Fatui harbinger called—
What?
Yeah.
Well, he's been accused of being the true culprit behind the serial—
Wait, how?
That's what I thought was— if the charge against—
Right.
Yeah. And it'll—
Huh? Split up? What do you mean? Just as expected of my partner. Since this is a trial about the serial you're right. I won't have any chance of making that charge stick, though, unless we find more evidence. It'll be up to—
We'll help you, just like—
Demoiselle, please allow us to accompany.
I'm ready.
Ah, Malus, Silver.
We heard that it's our hope that...
Thanks.
See you then! Now that Navia has set out for Aranias, we should also get going. The location has already been marked on the map, so let's head over.